Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Capital City News. I'm your host, Yusuf Bong, and we've got a packed episode. We're talking potholes, we're talking canned food, we're talking history minutes, plus a whole lot more. Let's check it out.
Every spring, Salt Lake City launches Pothole Palooza, a citywide effort to tackle those pesky potholes. Let's take a look.
Nothing says springtime like Pothole Palooza, but this is our third year in Salt Lake City of filling over 6,000 potholes in 1 week, right as we exit winter and begin the spring season.
So we have a crew throughout the year that dedicates solely their time to filling potholes. The difference between year-round and this week is we have an all hands on deck, so the response is very quick. Throughout the year, we receive reports. They are considered a safety issue, so that there is priority there, and we have a goal that between 48 and 72 hours that pothole gets filled. But throughout this week, it's almost instantaneously, right? You get the report and it will be dispatched this week because we have everyone working on that function particularly.
Oh God! Potholes.
Potholes giving you headaches? Download the MySLC app today.
Our next segment, we're taking a look at episode 2 of our Emergency Prepared series, where we're talking canned food and provisions. Because if you've got those ready and you've got a well-stocked kit, you're in good hands.
In the last episode, we tackled the basics of an emergency kit. This episode, the lifeblood of survival, food and water. And because I forgot lunch today, I'm extra passionate about this one. All right, team.
That's kind of weird.
Look, we gotta talk. When disaster strikes, this is what we need to do. We need to have at least 1 gallon of water per person per day, and at least enough non-perishable food items to last for at least 3 days. Okay?
Is this enough? Is this good? I mean, what if I just drink coffee? It's like mostly water.
Bob, yesterday for lunch, I saw you eat a gas station hot dog and a bag of sour candies. I don't exactly trust your survival instincts.
Yeah, but it was a deluxe gas station hot dog.
Okay, let's get back on this, okay? Let's talk about what needs to be in the kit. Granola bars, peanut butter, sour gummy worms.
Okay, nobody's surviving on sour gummy worms. You guys need classic survival foods like this. Canned beans.
Do we really want to survive if it means 3 days of eating beans? Look, I'm all for disaster preparedness, but I refuse to live in a world where my only meal options are canned beans and expired protein bars.
Look, guys, variety is key, okay? Peanut butter, canned tuna, canned fruit, anything like that. Don't forget water.
Can I just use one of these guys? I'd like to sip like a refined gentleman.
Bob, no, you gotta think bigger. Okay. Remember everybody, water purification tablets, filters.
You guys, hear me out. Why don't we just drink rainwater like an old-timey prospector?
Delicious, unfiltered roof runoff.
Bob, you will literally get so sick. Like, very sick.
Right, so you put the rainwater through a coffee filter first, right?
Some people will be ready for emergencies, others not so much. Those are the ones that need to pay attention to this series.
All right, so let me get this straight. If I have 3 gallons of coffee and a family-sized bag of gummy bears, I'm good, right?
Bob, have you not paid attention to anything here? That is not being prepared. Go back and watch the series again.
So they have a proposed 2002 annual budget of $5 million.
Guys,
2002?
does anyone know what happened to the candy?
I gotta be honest, I've never used a mechanical can opener. I thought cans were just like a decorative option.
Moving on to everyone's favorite subject, construction. let's check in with Delphia and Engineering on this edition of Engineering Season Project News.
Welcome back to the Engineering Season Project News. I'm Delphia Valenzuela, and we're about to give you a front row seat to all of the action happening in Salt Lake City streets.
And I'm Yusuf Mong, ready to bring you today's play-by-play on the projects that are changing the game for Salt Lake City's roads and infrastructure.
In 2018, voters approved an $87 million bond to rebuild and upgrade some of Salt Lake City's most worn-out streets. Now, as we enter the final lap through 2025, we're seeing some big wins in terms of safety, smoother, and more sustainable streets.
We've got the stats, the data, and the results to show just how well this bond has worked. Let's take a closer look at some of the major plays that are transforming Salt Lake City. In 2021, Salt Lake City conducted a high-tech pavement survey to determine which streets were in the most need of repairs. The Roadway Asset Collection, RAC vehicle, scanned over 591 miles of roads, collecting detailed images and data to guide reconstruction efforts.
This data-driven approach meant that we could focus on the most critical areas, ensuring we spent every dollar of the bond in the most impactful way. It's a smart strategy for long-term improvements. Let's take a closer look at some of the standout projects made possible by this bond. These upgrades are designed to improve safety, connectivity, and overall quality of life for everyone using the streets.
Some of the most impactful projects span a range of improvements, from making major corridors safer to adding important bike and pedestrian infrastructure. Take 700 West, for instance. 700 West was a street in serious need of repair. It had rough pavement and limited access for pedestrians. Now, it's got new asphalt, updated curb and gutter for better drainage, and sidewalks that improve safety and accessibility. It's a major upgrade for anyone using this corridor. That's a big improvement for a busy industrial area. Whether you're walking, driving, or biking, 700 West is now a safer and smoother route.
Another great example is the 900 South project, which focused on improving connectivity for pedestrians and bikers. Before, the section of the corridor was lacking for those walking or biking. Now, the project has extended the 9-lane corridor into an attractive, safe, and inclusive space for neighbors, businesses, and street users. The new trail created a walking and biking connection between East and West Salt Lake City, linking neighborhoods, business districts, and destinations. This extension creates a more accessible and enjoyable route for people on foot or bike. It's a great addition to the community, making connections that didn't exist before.
Now, let's talk about the transformation of 200 South. This project spanned 13 city blocks. And as anyone familiar with Salt Lake City can tell you, that is no small distance. Our city blocks are famously large. 200 South used to lack the infrastructure needed to accommodate the number of buses, cyclists, pedestrians, and all other modes of transit. Now, this street has been completely transformed, with transit priority lanes, 10 new in-lane bus stops, buffered bike lanes, and upgraded sidewalks. It's now a much safer, more efficient, and welcoming street for everyone. With 6 new mid-block crossings, 36 new trees, and even curbside parking and loading zones, this project has turned 200 South into a key connector for pedestrians, cyclists, and transit riders alike.
200 South is now a critical downtown corridor that's safer for pedestrians, more convenient for transit users, and a more comfortable space for cyclists. It's a win all around. As we move forward into 2025, we've got even more major projects lined up, and we're not slowing down.
One of the big upcoming plays is 1300 East, 2100 South to the southern city limits. This project will improve bike and pedestrian infrastructure, replace aging pavement, and enhance sidewalks.
And on the west side, the 600-700 North project is coming up, making this corridor safer and more connected for everyone who uses it. And just like the Funding Our Future bond is making a big impact, our Livable Streets program is out there on the field right now, making some major improvements.
The Livable Streets program is all about traffic calming, making your neighborhood streets safer and more comfortable. We're installing speed humps, traffic circles, and curb extensions, which are designed to slow traffic and create a safer environment for pedestrians and cyclists.
These projects are actively underway, so keep an eye out for construction crews working in your neighborhood. And remember to slow down in construction zones to help keep everyone safe as we make these important changes.
These projects, whether funded by the bond or through the Livable Streets program, are making Salt Lake City safer and more connected, one street at a time.
Thanks to the support of the community, we're able to rebuild these streets, enhance safety, and improve the quality of life across the city.
And there's plenty more to come. We'll keep you in the loop with all the exciting updates happening around Salt Lake City. Stay tuned for the next episode of Engineering Season Project News.
Until next time, take care, and we'll see you on the streets.
Oh man. Oh God. Well, I guess today's the day. On our next segment, we're taking a look at our newest segment, being panned by critics everywhere, my parents. It's Day in the Life of Salt Lake City employees. And guess what? I'm the first one. Enjoy. Today, in the life of a Salt Lake City employee, we're hanging out with Salt Lake City social media manager. What? You're in my shot, and you knock over my phone. So, what's the worst typo you ever made on social media? I have never made a mistake in my life, but if I did, hypothetically, I forgot the L in public. Come on, there is no way I missed the L in public. Oh my God, oh my God. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This is terrible. What's like the best part of your job? That's actually a really good question. I think when I get to be creative, so like through photography, videography, those are the moments that are like, brings joy to the job, you know? So it's not just meetings and boring stuff all the time. Okay, that's actually really nice. You know, that makes a lot of sense. You probably get a lot of comments on social media. How often do you want to respond sarcastically to them? Yeah, I wish there actually was a universally recognized sarcasm font because I would be using that constantly. I get it, because sarcasm is just another method of communication for me.
We've got a major construction project coming up. We expect a lot of road work ahead.
Road work ahead. Sure hope it does. If somebody ever says something negative to you on a post, how personally do you take it? Oh man, yeah, I mean, it's really hard because like you put a lot of time and effort into a lot of the content like that goes out on social media. So like when things don't perform well or you're getting kind of a lot of negative comments, it kind of sucks. And I know for me, I die inside every time. Thanks for hanging out with me, a Salt Lake City social media manager. Wasn't quite the day you thought it was going to be, huh? Well, like sands through the hourglass, make sure you stay tuned for future days in the life of Salt Lake City employees. What the? Hey everyone, Yusuf with SLC TV here, checking out our firefighters prepare for something. It's a lot of words here. Can you tell us what you guys are preparing for?
Absolutely. This is the National Firefighter Challenge. It's hosted every year in different regions, and we are actually the first region of the competition, the West Regional, and we're hosting it at the fairgrounds. And so today at the tower, which is where we're at, we have a little mock course set up, trying to get ready for that challenge next week.
So I think I've heard some people saying there's about 5 different challenges. Is that right? Can you tell us a little bit more about them?
It is. It's 5 challenges. ESPN has actually dubbed it the hardest 2 minutes in sports. You start out in full firefighter gear, and for individuals, you're on air. So you have a mask, you're breathing out of an SCBA bottle, you put a 42-pound hose bundle on your shoulder, you go up 5 flights of stairs, drop the bundle, hoist with a rope a 42-pound hose roll, run back down the steps. You hit a 160-pound anvil about 10 feet. You pound that with a sledgehammer. You do that. You run a little slalom around some mini hydrants. You grab a hose, a charged hose line. You got to run that 75 feet, open it up, hit a target. You have one more evolution to go. You drag the 175-pound rescue dummy 100 feet. You fall back into padding, and you're done.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I feel like I could only nail the last part of that. So we saw you on the course a little bit. Like, what's your favorite? Do you have like a part that really something you're best at, something you're afraid of? What are the worst and best parts of the course?
You know, honestly, the most technical aspect of the course is the hose hoist. So up 5 flights of stairs, you got to hoist this hose bundle, and the rope just gets in your way. And if you're not getting that rope up and over the railing, it gets in your way, and you just end up in a knotted mess. So that's definitely the most technical, and probably the best one is the dummy, because then you're done.
That's fair. That's valid. I mean, how many firefighters from Salt Lake City are we expecting? Like, do you have multiple teams? Who's coming out?
We have multiple teams. We have multiple individuals, including the fire chief. Chief Lieb is representing one of the chief teams. There's 2 chief relays of Salt Lake City. And what's cool about the challenge is they are going up against other chiefs around the valley and around the state for bragging rights for the chiefs in the state. So we're hopeful with that. But beyond that, we have over about 30 participants from the city doing it in tandem, team and individuals. And then the state has just been awesome. We have a lot of local departments that are coming and showing up, which just shows the culture of the fire departments to train for the job. And this is an opportunity to be better fit to respond, but also fit to have fun and do these challenges too.
Amazing. Okay, so I know it's about 2 weeks away. Can you give us just a couple details about the event to shout out to people?
Yeah, absolutely. April 24th, 25th, 26th at the fairgrounds. We'll be running all day. 24th is individuals. 25th is the relay and the tandems are going. And then 26th, which is Saturday, is the qualifying heats for nationals, a shot to go on to nationals and worlds. This event is run on volunteer power. So any community members that are open and available and that want to just come down and participate and be part of the action, man, we would love to lock arms with you guys, help us reset the course. You're in it, you're doing it, and you get a little taste resetting those dummies and those hose bundles to see what our firefighters are doing for the whole thing.
Amazing. So we'll share out that volunteer information. In the meantime, is it open to the public, that event? You know, it's coming up to the fairground?
Free to attend. The Firefighter Challenge is a nonprofit. Everything is free to go, to watch, be a part of it. And so just go out to the fairgrounds that day. We'll have information on our site, probably your site. And it's just a fun spectacle for kids. The kids love, who doesn't want to be a firefighter when they're little, right? So they love the engines, they love the apparatus, they love seeing us in action. So bring the kids out. We'll have food, we'll have ice cream trucks, and you'll just see a lot of fun competition going down as well.
You heard it here, guys. There's so much going on, open to the public. So if you have nothing to do, if you have something to do, maybe stop by the fairgrounds, April 24th through the 26th.
See you there.
Oh my God. 2. Oh, so close. Spray it. Oh God. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Thank you.
And now it's time for our History Minute. Today we're heading to Poplar Grove, where we explore a hidden gem with a rich past, the historic Arcade Theater. Let's take a look back.
The Arcade Theater in Poplar Grove was built during a transitional period for the country and the film industry, with the beginning of the Great Depression and the end of the silent film era just a few years past. Operated by James A. and Sarah F. Christensen, both prominent members of their church, schools, and neighborhood, while all film genres and ratings were exhibited at the arcade, James Christensen noted that Walt Disney shows have been the most dependable over the years. Though without question, Gone with the Wind proved to be the most successful, filling the theater with every reissue of the film. Free cartoons and movies for neighborhood kids weren't uncommon either, with many of those same kids returning well into adulthood. I've seen the neighborhood grow up. The other day, a woman came in and introduced me to her grandchild. The woman, I remembered, was about 6 years old when our theater opened, Christensen noted. Retiring after 40 years in business, the Christensens passed the arcade along to their son Calvin, who aimed to distinguish the theater from the pack by exhibiting silent films, like Zorro, starring Douglas Fairbanks Jr., complete with a live score performed by Gaylord Carter on the Wurlitzer organ. With the rise of the commercial giants in the 70s and 80s, the arcade struggled to stay afloat, and later fell into disrepair until its demolition in the year 2000. Well, that's it for another episode of Capital City News. Remember, this is your best way to stay informed and engaged with Salt Lake City government. You can do that by following us on social media at SLCGov, tuning into Channel 17, or subscribing to us on YouTube. Reporting in from the Public Safety Building on this amazing spring day, I'm Yusuf Mong.